Hello everyone, I'm Frank, and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's hard level difficulty puzzle. And it's called Pear Tree by James Sinclair, who always has really good puzzles that I've seen. So we're going to be doing one of them. Here are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, which means fill the grid with the digits 1 through 9 without repeats in any row, column, or box. And also we have digits cannot repeat on the indicated diagonal either. So along this diagonal, you also cannot have repeats. The blue lines are clone lines. Each line contains the same digit in the same relative position. So therefore, this digit is the same as that, this digit is the same as that, this digit is the same as that, etc., etc. The sum of the digits inside each cage is equal to the small number in the top left corner. So typical killer Sudoku clues. So for example, if this was a 3, this would have to be a 7 because these two digits must add up to 10, which is the number in the upper left corner of the cage. That's how killer Sudokus work, or killer cages work. Digits in cells separated by white dots are consecutive. So for example, if this is crop key dots, if this was a 6, this would have to be 5 or 7 to make sure that these two digits are consecutive. And digits in cells separated by a gold dot are not consecutive. So this is essentially the inverse of the white crop key dot rule, which we just saw. So if this were a 6, this could not be 5 or 7. It would have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, or 9. And those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay, let's color these, I guess. We'll make this orange. This will be blue. These will be yellow. We'll make these gray. These will make red. Let's make this pink. This will make dark. And this one will make green. Now, these don't have to be different from each other. But they have to still follow normal Sudoku rules, right? What else do we know? We know none of these can be 1. So this, because we have 3 unique digits adding up to 8. So this is 1 through 5, and one of them has to be a 1, right? Because you can only have 1, 2, 5, or 1, 3, 4 as 3 unique digits adding up to 8. These digits have to be 1, 5, or 2, 4. We're not sure which is which. Okay, so we know orange, blue, and yellow all have to be unique. Orange and blue have to be actually, well, orange, blue, yellow, and dark have to be unique because they all see each other either here or here. Blue and orange is unique from green. Red and yellow have to be unique, interestingly enough. Okay. These digits have to be 5 through 9, and 9 cannot be in the rest of the box. This has to be 1 through 4. This is... What is this, interestingly enough? This is either 1, 7, 2, 6, or 3, 5. If this is not 1 here, that would mean this is 2, 3, which means this has to be 1. So one of these are 1 here. Okay. This has to be 6 through 9. Oops. But we don't have any more information there. Again, none of these can be 1. Hmm. Ah, interesting. Red and medium gray have to be in these 3 cells here. So either dark, one of blue or dark, or both, have to be red or medium gray. Interestingly enough. What does that tell us? I'm not really sure. um, Orange cannot be here. Orange cannot be here. Oh, which one is orange in box 4? It cannot be red or medium gray. Can't be yellow because they're in the same box here. So orange must be one of these 3 cells. Interesting. If this is 1, 5, orange cannot be there, so orange would have to be there. Um, hmm. Interesting again. If this is 2, 4, where are the 2 and the 4 in box 7? They cannot be here, obviously, because these 3 digits add up to 22, and 2 and 4 cannot be there. But if they were both here, that would eliminate all possibilities for this 5 cage here. So one of them would have to be here, and then one of them would have to be one of these 2 cells. We're not sure which. Does that tell us very much? I'm not sure. Hmm. Um. Hmm. If it's 1 and 5, though, the 5 could actually be here, right? So that's not too helpful either. Ah, one thing okay. Where are blue and orange on this diagonal? They can't be any of these 3. They can't be any of these 3. So they must be these. 2 out of these 3. Where are green and dark on this diagonal? They have to be one of these 2. 2 out of these 3 similarly. Okay, that's interesting. Hmm. Hmm. Not sure that helps much. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Where is yellow on this diagonal? It cannot be here. It cannot be here. It has to be one of these two. Or one of these two. But it still could be very broad. Red and again. Only one of red or medium can be here. So the other red or medium has to be one, either blue or dark. It could be neither of them are on here. So red and medium could be essentially blue and dark. So that's not helpful. Pink cannot be any of these three. And it cannot be here and here. So pink has to be one of these two or one of these two. We're not sure which. Um, hmm. Orange cannot be the same as pink then. Orange, obviously pink and yellow cannot be the same. But orange cannot be the same as pink. It could potentially be the same as yellow though. Oh no, cannot be the same as yellow either. So orange can't be the same as yellow. Orange can't be the same as pink either. Because orange cannot be on this diagonal here or this diagonal. So it has to be on this diagonal, which means it's not the same as pink. Um, okay. So therefore, green cannot be the same as yellow for the same reasoning, right? Okay, so what do we know are unique? We know orange, yellow, blue. So orange sees everything. Orange sees yellow, blue. It sees red and medium. It sees pink here because it cannot be here or here on the diagonal. So it sees pink here. And it sees dark and green. So orange cannot be any of the other colors. So orange is unique from any of the colors. Blue does not see red and medium. So that could be those, but it sees orange, yellow. It sees pink, dark, and green. So it's unique from those other 5 colors. Similarly, green actually is unique across all 8 colors. Or all the 7 other colors. Right? Because it sees dark and pink, it sees red and medium, and it sees yellow, blue, and orange because one of these 3 has to be green on this diagonal. And dark is a similar thing. It doesn't, the only colors it can be the same as is red and medium. But we know red and medium have to be, at least one of them has to be blue or dark, right? Interesting. Okay. So there's at least 6 unique colors on this clone, but there could be up to 7. We just don't know. Um, okay. If orange is one of these cells, It cannot be 1. So if this was 1, 5, it would have to be 5. If it's 2 and 4 here, it could be either 2 or 4. But it could also be this cell here, right? Which is, could be a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. What does that mean? I'm not really sure. All right, so we've colored. Hmm. Hmm. What can what can this cell be? It cannot be green or dark. It can't be blue, yellow, or pink. It can't be red or medium. It has to be one of or it could be orange or one of the other one of the other cells which are not colored. What about this cell? Um, oh, this can't be blue. If this were blue, that would be blue, and where would be blue in row 4? It would have to be here. But this blue means that can't be blue, so that would break. So this cannot be blue. It sees dark green, red, and medium. It cannot be blue. It can't be, it sees yellow also. It could potentially be pink. So this could be pink of the colors. So this could only be orange of the colors. This could be pink of the colors. We don't know. But it cannot be blue. Obviously it can't be red, medium yellow, or green or dark. So those are the only possibilities though. This can't be pink. This can't be pink. Obvious. Well, no, this can't be pink either. So pink is one of these 3. Huh. Not too helpful though. Blue cannot be here or here, so blue's one of these 4. Hmm. So orange, yellow, and blue cannot be 1. Hmm. You don't know anything else, though. I'm gonna pause and go to the bathroom right now because I need to go. And we're back. Let's continue with the puzzle. Let's see. Green also has to be one of those three, but that doesn't really tell us very much, actually. Um, hmm. Green has to be one of these three here. Interestingly enough. Cannot be here. Cannot be yellow. Because again, yellow has to be... Well, green has to be one of these three, which means it can't be yellow. Can't be red or medium. It's one of those three. Orange is also one of those three here. Hmm. Ah. If red or... Okay, no, that doesn't tell anything. If red is the middle one, what does that mean? Red cannot be here, cannot be yellow, blue, or orange, because if red is the middle one, it can't be blue anymore. It cannot be dark, because again, dark cannot, it can't be the same as dark. Can't be on this diagonal. It cannot be yellow, blue, or red, or orange. It cannot be here. It would have to be that cell. But it could not be any of these, right? So it could not be, and it could not be pink, dark, or green, because again, it would see all those cells if it were the center one. So it would have to be one of those cells, which would mean this would have to be 5. And this would have to be 5 here. So if red is the center one, it has to be 5 here, and it has to be one of those 5. What about if it's medium? If medium is that color, what does that mean? If medium is the center cell, that would mean that medium could not be here. It cannot be, it would see yellow, pink, dark, and green also, so it couldn't be any of those. So it would have to be, it could not be the middle one, so it would have to be here. And therefore, it would also be not here. It would not be blue, orange, or yellow, so it would have to be here too. So it would have to be 5 also. So if pink or gray is in the middle, this would have to be 1, 2, 5, and this would have to be 5, 8, 9. Either way. If, however, they are both blue and dark in any order, that's the question. What happens? Mm. Say red is blue, right? If red is blue, that means blue has to be one of those two. Okay. That doesn't really help us much, does it? Hmm. Huh. Um. mm. Hmm. Ah, I see it. What is this center cell? This center cell cannot be the same as any of these three cells, and it cannot be blue, yellow, or orange. So it must be one of the digits from the 8. But similarly, this center cell also cannot be any of these cells because it sees it on the diagonal, and it can't be pink, dark, or green. So therefore, it cannot be any of these cells, so it must also be part of this 22 cage. So this center cell is the same as one of these three cells in this 8 cage and one of these three cells in the 22 cage. Well, the only digit that fits that is a 5. So this has to be 1, 2, and 5. This has to be 5, 8, 9 here, right? Because this whatever this cell is, it cannot be any of these three. It cannot be orange, blue, or yellow, so it must be part of the 8 cage. Again, cannot be any of these three on the diagonal, and can't be the same as dark red, dark green, or pink. So it has to be part of the 22 cage. Well, the only part that can be is 5. So this has to be a 5, which means this can't be 5, this can't be 1. What about these two cells? That's interestingly enough. Um, this cell cannot be 5, obviously. Cannot be any of these three. It cannot be orange or blue. So it's either yellow or it's 1, 2, and 5. If it's 1, 2, and 5, it can't be 1, 5. It's 1 or 2. So it's either yellow or it's 1, 2. If it's 1 or 2, it cannot be part of this. So it must be part of. It cannot be green or dark. It would have to be pink. Right? So again, if this is 1 or 2, So say it's 1 or 2. It's not yellow. It would not be part of 589. It cannot be part of these three. It cannot be part of green and dark. Therefore, it would be pink. If this was not part, if say this was yellow, if this was yellow, that means it's not 1 or 2. Okay, so say this was not pink. If it's not pink, it would have to be part of 5, 8, or 9. But then, I mean, it can't be 5. It would have to be either 8 or 9. But then it could not be on the diagonal, and it could not be part of this 1 or 2, and it can't be the orange or green or blue or orange. So it would have to be yellow. Therefore, we know this has to be a yellow-pink combination because of the same reasoning. So this can never be yellow here. This can never be yellow. This can never be pink. Because we know, again, we tried to make this, if this is not 1 or 2, or sorry, it's not yellow. We tried to make it non-yellow and non-pink. If it's not yellow, that means it has to be 1 or 2, but then it cannot be any of these. It cannot be any of these. It can't be dark or green, therefore it forces it to be pink. If it's not pink, it has to be 8 or 9, but hence, therefore, so therefore we know these colors are these colors specifically. These cannot be red or medium. This is a 5. What are these two digits? Or where are these two digits, shall we say? Right? It has those two digits have to be in these corresponding cells. Okay. What does that mean? I'm not really sure. Okay, what we do know about this is these cells have to be the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7, right? This is interesting. So these digits are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Orange, blue, and yellow have to be 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. Ah, interesting. If orange is a here, it has to be a 2-4 pair here. If orange is here, it could be many things, though. This is not consecutive with 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's pretty broad. These are consecutive. So this is also 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is then 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 6, 7. Okay. This pink cannot be any of these three. This pink must be this cell specifically. Right? Because we tried to make a yellow, this not yellow and not pink. And the problem is that it keeps coming up that the other one has to be yellow. It has to be the other color if it's not yellow or pink. So pink must be here, and yellow must be this one. And they both cannot be 5. So this is not 5, this is not 5. This must be 1 or 2, and this must be 8 or 9. Okay. We now have a 5, 8, 9 triplet, actually, in column 3, and a 1, 2, 5 triplet in column 7. So 1 and 2 cannot be here. That's interesting. 5 cannot be here either. So 5 is one of these two. 5 is one of these two. 5 cannot be here. Where is the 5 in row 7? It has to be one of these two, and it cannot be here because 5 cannot add up with another digit to add up to 10. Another unique digit to add up to 10. So 5 must be here. Where's 5 in row 3? Can't be here because of the 5 being here. Can't be this one. Can't be any of these because of these 5. Can't be here. It must be here. So this is 5. Okay. What does that tell us? I'm not sure. What else do we have? If this... Okay, so where's the pink? The pink has to be one of these 3. Oh, but it cannot be here. Oh, that's interesting. So the pink is here, which means this is... Aha! This is 8 or 9. We have one of these must be 8 or 9. Actually, similar here. One of these is 1 or 2. This is 1 or 2. So the rest of the row cannot contain a 1 or 2. So this can't be 1 or 2. This can't be 1 or 2. This must then be 3, 4, 6, and 7. Well, one of these is 3 or 4. One of these is also 3 or 4. So the rest of the row cannot contain 3 or 4, too. Therefore, this is 6 or 7. Well, what are the remaining digits? It has to be 8 and 9. So this is 8 or 9, and this is 8 or 9. We don't know which one's which. We know this dark is 6 or 7. Similarly here, right, we have, this is, one of these is 8 or 9. This is yellow is 8 or 9. So there cannot be an 8 or 9 in the rest of the row. So this cannot be 8 and 9. This cannot be 1, 2. This can't be 8 or 9. Similarly, one of these is 6 or 7. One of these is 6 or 7, so there cannot be a 6 or 7 in the rest of the row. Therefore, this can't be 6 or 7. This must be a 3 or 4. Which means this is 1 or 2. This is 1 or 2 here. This 8 or 9 cannot be yellow, so it's the corresponding one that's here, but we don't know which one that is. This green has to be one of these, so it cannot be 1 or 2. So this is not 1 or 2. This orange cannot be anywhere else on this diagonal, so it has to be here. It cannot be 8 or 9. So this is also 3, 4, 6, and 7. Therefore, one of these is 1 or 2. The other one's 8 or 9. So we have 1, 2, 8, 9, 1, 2, 8, 9 here. Because the yellow is 8 or 9, and the pink is 1 or 2. Orange cannot be consecutive with green because one of them's 3 or 4, the other one is 6 or 7. So it cannot be green here. These could be green and orange, respectively, there. Okay, so this is blue or orange. This has to be green or dark, and it cannot be dark, so this is green. This is green or dark. It has to be blue or orange, but it cannot be blue, so it has to be orange here. So this is orange, and this is green. Because 1 of 3, 4, 6, or 7 is only blue, orange, dark, or green. And this sees the dark. So this has to be blue or orange. Well, this can't be blue or orange because it sees both blue and orange. Therefore, this must be the blue or orange, which means this is the 3 or 4. So this has to, this cannot be 1 or 2. This has to be the 1 or 2, which means, interestingly enough, this is 1 or 2. And this is the pink 1 or 2. So there cannot be a 1 or 2 anywhere else in the box. So this cannot be 1 or 2. One of these is a 1 or 2. We're not sure which. This is blue or orange. This has to match this one. So we're going to remove the red and the medium, and we're going to assign them here. So this is what we're going to make this red and this medium. Actually, let's make this medium and this red. So this 1, 2 must be medium. So it has to be here. So it cannot be anywhere here. It cannot be green either. So we know this medium has to be essentially one of these 2 cells. And it's this is green, this is medium or red, this is medium or red. Similarly, okay, so this is similar, right? We have to have a green or dark as the last remaining thing here, right? Because it cannot be orange. So this must be green or dark, which means this can't be green or dark. So this cannot be 6 or 7, it has to be 8 or 9. This yellow has to be one of these 2. So again, we have an 8, 9, 8, 9 pair here. This is 1, 2, 1, 2 in these columns. So this is blue or orange. This is not 8 or 9. So this cannot be a 9 here. This is the red. So red has to be one of these 2. Okay. This cannot be the red 8, 9 because it sees that one. So this must be the red one. This has to be the yellow one then. This cannot be the medium gray 1, 2. So it must be the pink 1, 2, which means this, the medium gray 1, 2. Okay. What does that mean? I'm not sure. Huh. Where is orange in column 5? It has to be here. So what are the remaining cells, actually? This is orange here. This has to be green. And then we have what? Blue and dark, right? This can't be 8 or 9 here. This cannot be 6 or 7 here. Because this can't be 1 or 2 here. Hmm. These are the digits 1 through 7. But it's not helpful. This cannot be 5. This cannot be 5. So 5 could be either here or here in box 4. And 5 can be either here or here in box 6. Oh, this can't be 5. Because of this 5. Aha! This can't be 5 because of this 5. Right? 5 can never be here. I guess 5 could have been here. Okay, wait, hold up. This could be 5. This could be 5. Never mind. None of these could be 5. This can't be 5. 5. Oh, 5 could be here too. Okay, never mind. I thought I found something, but I didn't. Um... Mm. Okay, where are the remaining digits in row 5, color-wise? You can have orange here, orange here. Green can be here and here. And we're missing red and medium. Red can be here or here, and medium can be here or here. Interesting. So this is orange or medium. If it's orange, it obviously has to be a 4. If it's medium, it could be 1 or 2. Oh, that's interesting. What colors can this be? It cannot be again. Oh, it's only orange or pink. So it could be medium also. Wait. The only other oh, it could be 5, which is another color essentially. Right, so it could be the other last color, which I guess will make light. I was gonna say that limited things, but it didn't really. Um, hmm. Where is this green? The green has to be one of these three cells. Huh. Interesting. Not sure what that tells us, but the orange also has to be one of these three cells. Hmm. Hmm. So if the orange is here, hmm. So these are specifically blue, light, or dark. These are also specifically blue, light, or dark. Hmm. These are specifically 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ah, it cannot be 8 or 9 because it has to be one of those three. So this is 3, 4, 6, 7. This is 3, 4, 6, 7. This has to be similarly 3, 4, 6, 7. So this is 3, 4, 6, 7 also. Okay. Well, because of that, this has to be blue or dark, and this has to be blue or dark. This cannot be light. So this cannot be a 5. This cannot be a 5. This specifically has to be blue and dark then. Okay. Um, one of these two must be blue. And if this is blue, this sees this one. If this is blue, it sees this one. So neither of these are the same digit. And one of them must be see the blue. So this cannot be blue. This has to be dark, which means this can't be dark. This is blue, which means this cannot be blue. Um, yeah, we had the same reasoning here too, right? This is either green or dark, and this must be one of these two is dark, and it sees that. So this has to be 3 or 4. This has to be 6 or 7. This is 3 or 4. This is 6 or 7. This can no longer be 3 or 4. If it's 3 or 4, it has to be consecutive with the other 3 or 4. Actually, we already knew that from the beginning. So this has to be a 6, 7 pair. This is 6 or 7. This orange can never be here, which means this is medium gray. So this is 1 or 2. This cannot be orange. This is the orange. So this can't be orange here. Because if this is 3 or 4, it has to be consecutive with another 3 or 4. Because 5 is out, and the other 3 or 4 is here. So therefore, this cannot be orange. at all, it has to be 5 here and 1 here. So one, okay, so this is the light then. This cannot be 5. This can't be 5. This has to be 1. So all the mediums are 1s. All the pinks are 2. We don't know what this is. We don't know what that is. One of these is 2. So this is 2. We don't know what that is, actually. So we can remove that. This has to be 5 and 1. We can remove the colors. This cannot be 5. Oops. This can't be 5. So this must be a 5 here. Which means then this can't be medium. It's green or red. One of these is green. This is orange. So this cannot be orange. This cannot be orange. Green has to be 3 or 4. Well, 3 or 4 is only in a one. It's only can be added to 10 with a 6 or 7, and blue is not 6 or 7, so this can't be blue. This has to be orange. This is orange. This has to be medium, and therefore this must be a blue. So this is blue, and it is 3 or 4. This is a 1 or 2, and is specifically a 1. So this cannot be 2 here. One of these is a 1. This can't be 2. This must be 1, which makes this orange a blue. So all the blues, okay, so we can remove these. All the blues are 4. Therefore, this is, the greens are 3. Okay, we'll move, this can't be green. So it's dark, which means this can't be dark. This has to be green. We're going to remove those and remove these. So this can't be green anymore. This has to be red or dark. This is red or dark. Okay, so greens are now 3, which means orange are 7. So, okay, we'll remove that too. And remove that. Anything that's multiple colors, we're going to remove from setting. So therefore, these are all 7. 7's consecutive with 6 or 8. This cannot be 3 or 4 or 7. This can't be 1 and 7. The darks now are 6s. So let's remove that. These must be all 6s. These are again, so this can't be 2. This is 1. This can't be 1, 7, 4, or 6. So this is 2 or 3. Cannot be 3. This must be a 2. So this cannot be 2. Where is a 2? It has to be here, and therefore that's the pink, which makes this the yellow. So this is not 1. This is 8 or 9. These digits have to be 3, 8, and 9. But obviously 8 can't be here because it can't be consecutive with 7. The remaining digits here are 1, 7, 8, 9. This can't be 1, and this can't be 1. Oh, this can't be 1 here. Where is the 1 in the row? It has to be here. So this is not red. This has to be red. One of these is red, obviously, but that's not helpful. 7 cannot be here, so 7 has to be here, which makes this the yellow 8, 9. We have 7s. This has to be the light. The gray, the medium gray, so that's 1. This cannot be 1. This is 8, 9. This can't be 7, 8, or 9. We have a 7, 8, 9 triplet. in row 6, which eliminates 7, 8, 9 the rest of the row. Therefore, this is a 1. The 6 cannot be here because of this 6, so this must be a 3, 5 pair. This can't be 5, so this must be a 3 here. That makes this a 5. This cannot be pink. That's 3 in the corner. We celebrate because we know we're getting close to solving this. This can't be a 5. Therefore, this is a 5. This has to be the red. This can't be 9. This has to be 3. So this can't be 3. This is red. This cannot be 8 or 9. This can't be 7 here. Where is the 7 in the row? It has to be here. So this is 7. This is 6, 8, and 9, but this can't be 8 or 9 because of the 8, 9 pair in the row. So this must be 6, which makes this the 8, 9, which is yellow. This 8 or 9 must be yellow also. We have 3, 8, and 9 here. This can't be 3, so this must be 3, which makes this 8 and 9 and is the red 8 or 9. So this cannot be red. It has to be dark, which is the 6. And this can't be dark, so this is 8 or 9, which is red. Okay. What do we have left? We have 3 and 5 here. In column 2, it's 2 and 4. This can't be 2, so this is 4, which makes that a 2. This has to be a 7, because that's the only digit remaining. Where is a 7 in column 5? It has to be here. The remaining digits here are 1 and 2. This can't be 2 because of that 2, so this is 1, this is 2. Remaining digits here, this can't be 8 or 9. So it's 4 or 6. And this must be 4, 6, 8, or 9. But this cannot be 4, and this can't be 6. Okay, the remaining digits in column 4 are 6, 8, and 9. But this can't be 6, therefore it's an 8 or 9. This is 6, 8, or 9, but can't be 8 or 9 because of the 8, 9 pair in the row. So this must be a 6, which means this can't be 6. This has to be 8 or 9, which makes that the red 8 or 9. That means this has to be the yellow 8 or 9. In column 5, we are missing 3, 4, and 6. This can't be 6 either way, so this must be a 6 here, which leaves this as a 4. So where's the red 8 and 9? It has to be here. So this is the red 8 and 9. The only remaining digit in column 6 is a 1. These have to be 3 or 4. This can't be 4, so this must be 3, which makes that a 4. This 3 means this can't be 3, so it's a 5, which makes that a 3. This 5 means this can't be 5, so it's a 1. This is a 5. Okay. The reds have to be 9s. So the reds are all 9s, and the yellows are all 8s. That's how you solve it. Pretty interesting, actually. I didn't hit up on the actual break-in until I started focusing on what this digit is. At first, I was trying to figure out where these red and mediums could be. But then once I dumped that and just looked at this, it's like, what could it actually be? Very clever. Very clever use of the clone line. Definitely restricted things in an interesting way there. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this solve, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.